So Community Pack 1 is coming out next week. It's the first of our big community packs, and this was our way of looking at community feedback, looking at feedback in general, gathering that information, kind of stewing over it, discussing it internally, figuring out what's best for the game, and then spitting that back out to the audience. So the first thing is unlocking companion skill trees. So we announced that that's coming in CP1, and the question I asked you guys was how will these skill trees differ from what they are in the player campaign, and how are they going to differ at all? So what is the answer to that?
Very slight differences. The only changes we made were small tweaks so that you wouldn't have duplicate abilities. Some of the companion trees might have had a second bless, for instance, under a different name, so that character might have that. So now when you get that tree, it'll be tweaked just a little bit so you don't have duplicates. But otherwise, you'll be getting the abilities those guys had, those same trees, if you're playing that same class.
So you can't unlock ranger skills as a wizard and run around.
That's correct.
Ranger wizard things, yeah.
Right,
Okay.
and your rogue won't be running around doing necromancy.
Cool. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Now the other question that I knew people were going to ask, is how are these trees going to be unlocked for players?
So this is cool. We wanted to make sure you sort of earned it because it's a fun thing to earn and find. But rather than just doing it when you complete the companion quest, we tied it to the achievement that you get when you do the companion quest. And what that means is that anyone who's already done the companion quest for these guys, since you have the achievement, you'll automatically gain access to this stuff. And it'll work across all your characters, your entire account.
Right. So once you unlock it once, you don't have to unlock it again, meaning that you're really, we would love for you to play through the campaign multiple times, but if you don't want to do that and you unlock the companion achievements, you'll actually unlock their skill trees across the board for all of your characters.
So you go do Hamit's quest, which is a lot of fun. You unlock the necromancy tree, you start a new wizard, and you have necromancy there from the start.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So that's exciting, and we know that's something you guys were clamoring for. We wanted to do it the right way. And I think this is the right way. So I'm really excited actually to get these abilities on my characters. I haven't actually had a chance to play with it yet because it's still being plugged in. But
I don't think I added it to the notes, but there was one other kind of cool perk. But like if you do Lydia's tree, she doesn't have the default cleric tree right now. She has her own. But I think if you do you do her companion quest, she'll get that tree added as well. It's kind of another little bonus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So she gets the additional.
Right.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to see what that is. I'm actually pretty excited. So she has her own Priestess of Sehanine, but when you unlock her, when you defeat her companion quest, there'll be a whole new tree that
for
players
her
haven't seen yet.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
unless I dreamt that, but that's how I saw it working.
No, that's all right. Hey.
Right.
Who knows, right?
No, it's exciting. It's good. And it was a highly featured request, and it's one of those things we wanted to do and we ran out of time for, so we're glad to do it.
Yeah. Well, let's look at some of these questions before we move on to the next section. So, where is my trucker hat? This was a gift. This was a gift for my birthday a few years ago. It's one of my favorite hats.
Happy birthday, Ash.
Thanks, man. When will DMs be able to open and close doors during live play? I know that is definitely something that we've looked at. It might even be on our backlog list on the forums. I'm not entirely sure.
It is on our DM hit list.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't seen, there are items that we announced for community packs 1, 2, and 3. And there's items we also put on the backlog, and the backlog is information that we've gathered that we're looking at that we want it to be public facing. So we put it up on the forums. You can look at it there. We're going to be picking items from that and adding items to that as we progress, and then adding those or removing those as we go. So so not immediately, but in the future. Maybe. How do you do the companion quests? That's a good question. So how do you do the companion quests? If you progress in the story to a certain point, the companions will speak to you in camp, and they'll essentially send you on a specific quest that ties to their history and perhaps their background. Once you complete that quest successfully, you'll actually get an achievement, a Steam achievement, and then once that Steam achievement is done, you'll have access to their ability tree.
That is exactly right.
Cool.
So just look for them in your camp, and when they have something really good for you, they will let you know, and they will give you that specific quest. And those are really great quests. Those are some of my favorites.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm reading through these. Please, Ash, where are we with the correcting the quest trigger bug, where you have to change the status from friendly to neutral to reset the trigger? All bugs are actively being looked at by our QA team. Pretty much all the time. So if you have a particularly bad one that's blocking your gameplay, definitely reach out to me either on the forums, or you can either DM me on the forums, or there's a ton of different ways to get a hold of me, and I'll run it by QA and see where we are. But actually we're actively researching and trying to fix all of the things that you are running into. So
Yeah, I'm actually writing that one down because I wasn't familiar with it. I'm wondering if we may have already fixed that one, or
Might
I'm going to look
be.
at it because that sounds like
I think
a bad
that's
one.
an older one. I remember it being an older one.
CP1 does come with an enormous number of bug fixes.
Yeah, we're not really talking about too many of those bug fixes today, but I heard
Sorry.
there were quite a few.
Yeah.
I heard there was like perhaps a million billion.
1
is the
million billion.
A million billion bug
Yes.
fixes. All right, so we're going to move on from companion-specific skill trees to the nature set. So one of the cool things about the nature set, and we're actually going to show you the brawn bug. They're asking about the brawn bug.
Oh, that brawn bug. We know the brawn bug.
The brawn
yeah.
bug. It's at this point the brawn bug.
It is infamous. Who doesn't want brawn in their campaign? Yes, we are working. We know that one.
Yeah, we love the brawn bug.
Yeah.
So the nature set, this was a community request a while ago, and people were asking, like, why don't we just get a big blank tile that we can dress up and do anything we want with? And that's what you guys are actually going to get in CP1. And while we don't have it active in the build right now, it'll be active in CP1. We do have some screenshots, so I'm going to jump on over to some screenshots and show you guys how this is going to work. So what you guys are going to get is a big, nice, empty, open tile, okay? And I don't know the exact dimensions of this tile, but it is relatively large. And you're also going to get something to the effect of, how many placeables did we say? 171.
171 new placeables.
171 new nature placeables. So with this, you can pretty much, I'm going to go on record and say you can make a lot of stuff with it.
I'm writing that one down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going through them and checking them out, and I was shocked at. It's not just decoration. You can create
Right.
big walls and paths, and I have not seen these screenshots yet, so I don't know what you're about to show us. But
actually one of our artists, John, he just took these for me right during his lunch break. So we're going to show each of these kind of progress. And so this is the blank tile, and here is he showing how he dressed it up. So it's the same tile, and all I did was place all of this stuff. So you're going to have access to trees and bushes and logs and different flower types and all sorts of 171 new outdoor placeables.
and it is larger than the Liar's Night map. Saw someone ask that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So here's another one we're going to show you. This is a nice empty path. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you can actually draw this path in yourself, right? That's actually a something you place down.
It must be. I have not seen the path yet. The
Yeah,
path
so
ones.
I believe.
I was
John-
playing with all the walls and structures.
Yes, so there's walls and structures
Yeah,
too.
I was having too much fun with that. I haven't even seen the paths yet.
Yeah, so you can actually draw your own paths. So this is showing it in a relatively blank state, and now we're going to show John after he dressed it up a little bit. So I'll go back and forth a couple times just
So-
to show you guys how that works. But,
Just based on the screenshot, it's leading me to believe that the path may be part of the randomization of that tile.
Oh,
Because even though we're giving this gigantic tile, there are still random elements to it that you can roll to get.
okay.
So I'm guessing that path was already there.
I don't know. Maybe if John's watching, he can run and tell me. I forgot to ask him. I was gonna ask him before I
Well,
came in here.
I would be surprised if you could place a path because I've not seen us do anything like that. But these
Who
guys are
knows?
miracle workers.
We'll see. No, Wombat Chainsaw's saying no. I don't know what that means.
That means no, you can't make a path.
Oh, okay. All right. So here we go. We have this one. What about forest animals? They will not be in this particular patch, to my knowledge. This is all going to be environmental stuff. So you're not going to get your bunnies and your foxes.
We have bunnies.
This is showing another path, blank. And this is showing it after John dressed it up.
Yeah, so there's some of the wall structure stuff I was playing with, but you can create your entire. You can change the entire layout and structure of the thing where you have to walk around these big castle wall. I mean, it's really, really neat. I wish we had it live here, but
Next week we're actually
Okay.
going to show off. So before before everyone gets too excited, we
hey,
will.
Tom, you're on a delay. I already came to my senses. I said, "There's no way we're doing that." Tom just came in
Tom
here.
just burst in
Or
here and said,
sorry,
"No."
Wombat Chainsaw. He looked very forlorn when he said it, but he's like, "You
Yeah.
can't make a path."
Yes. So next week we're actually going to be showing this off in action. We might even create a little scenario using this new tile and play through it for the audience. And so we'll have some fun new stuff. I already have ideas of what I want to play through in front of everybody. So we're going to do a nice little evil campaign that I'm gonna make.
Why is everything evil with you?
It's been a pretty evil month, man. So,
Wait till you eat the expired beefy.
yeah, wait till you eat the expired beefy. So anyway, so this is showing you some of the blank magic that you guys can participate in coming soon. And honestly, I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome stuff. So again,
Yeah.
171 new places.
171.
That's pretty
That's
crazy.
a lot. That's a
pretty
big number.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the nature set stuff. Let me see if there's any quick questions before I can move on. There are no forest rabbits. I'm confirming that now. No forest rabbits.
I thought we already had rabbits in there.
We have
rabbits.
we have rabbits. Yeah, we have bunnies.
rabbits.
I made them.
Maybe they just want them
explode.
to run around and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about ability respec, which again is something that a lot of people really wanted, especially with the addition of these new companion skill trees. It would be really upsetting to people if you added new skill trees and all of a sudden
Right.
you couldn't get those skills.
Right.
So we are adding the ability to respec your character. So how is that going to work, Tim?
So we have a training dummy in your camp again, and I think we called it retraining dummy. I don't remember what we called it, but you go and you speak to this guy, and we're going to give you a menu on screen, and from that menu you can see all the companions you've unlocked along with your main character. Am I spinning? Am I
You're
moving?
spinning,
You
okay.
should have given me a chair that moves.
Next
Sorry.
time I'll make you sit on the stool.
And from that menu, you will see the cost to respec that character, and you can choose to do it there, and you can see how much gold you have. Basically, we're tweaking the cost now to find that right value, but it's going to charge per point. That way, it's something that you have access to early on if you want to respec after level 2 or 3, whatever, and you still have access to it later on if you have 40 points. It's just the cost will change based on that.
Yeah.
But I was playing with it today. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. It's another one of those things we really wanted to get in the game, didn't have time for, and we're delighted to do it now.
Yeah. So ability respec is confirmed. You'll have access to it in your camp. It'll cost a little bit of money. It is based on point. So each point will cost an additional monetary value, and then
Right.
from there, that way, those rich level 20 guys that are just rolling in the dough, they won't.
I
have
got
any
somewhere to spend it now if you
Yeah.
want to respec your whole party.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. Respect your whole party is going to be a pretty penny. So that's
Yep.
that's pretty exciting. So again, he's found inside the player's party camp. Let's move on and talk about the player's stash.
Yes.
So this is exciting. This was a huge community request because, believe it or not, you guys like collecting items and stuff.
Apparently.
And I saw a lot of people that, even found quest items and such that they didn't want to get rid of. They didn't want to delete them. They wanted to save them. And I remember being a big MMO player, and I would just save everything. My bank was absolutely just exploding with like old garbage,
That's
and
interesting.
it all had sentimental value. I was like, oh man.
I'm the opposite.
Oh really? Delete
Like,
everything?
in my real life, I save everything, but when I'm playing the game, I don't like it to get cluttered because I want to make sure I know where all the good stuff is. So I'm selling constantly.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess different folks,
Right.
right? But at the same time, we're adding a stash to Sword Coast Legends.
Yep. We're going to use the existing guild chest that's already in your party camp and at the beginning of the game, and you'll be able to place things into that. You'll see an interface very similar to the vendor where you see your stuff, and you see on the other side you see your stash. You can put things there. You can actually destroy things from the stash if you want to get rid of them forever and ever. You cannot put quest items in there, and the reason for that is the stash itself is going to be account wide. So if you want to share items with your other characters, that is a possibility now.
That's pretty amazing. So just to I know you dropping the item. So just to clarify for everybody, he just said that your chest is going to be account wide. So that means you're going to be able to share items between your characters. Obviously, you can't share quest items because that would break the game. So you can share non-quest items between your
Right.
characters. So entirely possible to twink your characters out.
Oh yeah, totally.
If you really want to do that, if that's your MO, you can go on, search for items for your lower level characters and share it. Similar to how some other games have been doing it. But pretty awesome that the player stash is going to be in the next patch, and you'll be able to
Super handy,
store
right.
all your stuff and share all your stuff, and it's in a very convenient location, so you'll be able to get access to it very quickly and early in the game. So.
Absolutely.
Questions about how much space. I actually don't know the answer to that. I don't know if you know the answer to that
I
either.
do. We're playing with it now. Right now, it's got a limitation on the number of things to fit in there, but there's no weight limitation. Right now, it's at 100. Again, I don't know if we'll leave it at that. It's really gonna how you guys use it, what we run into.
Yeah.
But we're very flexible with it.
You know what we should do? We should charge through microtransactions to make the chest space bigger.
No, I don't know why. I get the biggest kick out of people that think we're just waiting to drop the microtransactions on people. That is not this game, people.
Yeah.
This is not what we're doing.
You sure? I mean,
Sure.
I need to get more beefy. It's
All right, it's going to cost
really,
$4.99 for every 100 items you
It's
want to
really
stash.
expensive to import it. We looked today.
I was so forlorn that I didn't have my beefy. We looked on Amazon.
Yeah.
What was it? $60 for a box.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So if any German Sword Coast Legends follower has a beefy and wants to send us,
Can DMs deny the use of collected items? No. Deny the use of collected items. So can the DM prevent you from entering your chest? I don't.
I'm not following.
I'm not really. Clarify that question. Maybe I can help you out. So
right now the DM has no interaction with the stash. It's just a player thing,
Yeah,
so they can't stop you from.
Yeah, the
no.
DM can't enter your stash and do terrible things. So
No, or prevent you from doing anything with it.
with the items you can get, you use them in DM mode. Please need a way for the DMs to give custom loot. Okay, so yeah, we've gotten lots of requests for DM custom loot, and it is on. Everyone teased me for talking about the list, but the list is very much a real thing,
Yeah.
and it's very much something that the entire team looks at and talks about and discusses and iterates
It's something
on.
it's higher on my list as well.
Yeah,
And I've been watching some of the streams you guys are doing, and I love seeing some of the role playing stuff. So
Yeah.
that is something we want to support. So we're not ignoring that. We're hitting the stuff that people wanted the most. Has been the most questions about, but that is definitely on, and it is a real list. It's on the list. It's something that I'd really like as well.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this name. It's in blue font. Ida both Esquito. I keep seeing your request for a civilian set, and this is just the very tip of the iceberg with new placeables and new sets. So we figured nature was a great thing to help people start, their campaigns, expanding upon their campaigns. 171 new items coming up, next week, and more in the future. So there may be a civilian set in the future. I don't know. I haven't seen the plans.
There's something on the list we want to do, which is to allow you guys to set patrol points. And that would be something that would be really handy with civilian set. Right now we give it to you and you just sort of place them around, which it's something that we have on the list still. But I would like to combine it with the patrolling stuff so you can get both at once. I think that'd be the most helpful.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Are we talking about gold yet? There's a question about how gold will be shared, if it's going to be shared in chests, or is it just going to be...
That is not in for this update, but it will be coming soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not now, but eventually gold. So
Now, for the stash, being able to share gold across characters, that probably will not be in there for CP1, but that is something we were looking at today, actually.
all right. So we already answered where it's going to be located, right? Same place as existing.
Same place the chest already is, which is in the party camp and in the very first area of the game.
Let's skip skill rolls and come back to those, and let's actually show off some of these new monster abilities. So let's go ahead and switch on over,
Okay.
and I'm going to switch the cam real quick. So one of the things that we added, and we actually added a lot of monster abilities.
There's
to
more
this
than
pack.
100 new.
Yeah, so we have more than 100 new monster abilities that are actually being added in Community Pack 1. And that means, of course, that they're going to be organized a little bit differently as well. So, again, over 100 new monster abilities. So for those of you who are really creative DMs and you want a whole lot of new stuff to play with your monsters and your companions and your NPCs, you're going to have a lot of fun stuff to play with. So we have, of course, the classes Wizard, Cleric, Fighter, Rogue, Paladin, Ranger, and now there's a Drow specific.
Nice.
Drow specific. So if you really want to get in there and build your own little custom Drow set, complete with a whole ton of new Drow abilities, here are the Drow abilities. So again, we're looking at over 100, so I'm not going to go through all these. It would take a very long time. So we also have Beast. So you can customize your own beasts.
You don't necessarily have to give them to beasts, right? You could give
No, of course.
this dude
Right,
your beast
right,
abilities,
right.
right?
So we can give this wizard guy bite if we want. So
Right.
new undead abilities: fiery explosion, choking ash. Hey, wait.
Hey,
Hey,
oh,
hey-oh. Aberrations, goblinoids, Duragar, a whole lot there. I mean, everyone is going to give everything this. Grow. It's the best ability in the
I
game.
didn't realize you added Grow. That is the best.
Yeah, it is really.
That's my favorite enemy
awesome.
to modify as a DM. Is the I forget the exact.
Infernal Quills is also visually. Brad, who does a lot of the visuals for our spell abilities.
All of
them.
Brad's amazing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this one I think he really, really knocked it out of the park. Infernal Quills is just a gorgeous looking spell.
It is. Oh,
All
I
right.
love that Grow's on there.
Yeah, Cultist. We have all new Cultist stuff. Giant. Troll Regen for those of you who want to make really, really obnoxious monsters. All right, so we have
Gilded
Gilded
Eye.
Eye, Demon, and then back to Wizard. So again, there's over 100 for you guys to play with now, which is pretty exciting stuff. And again, there's more to add, and we haven't added them all. So
We're still working on it.
yeah, we haven't added them all. So
We're
you know,
still-
it's challenging because we have to make sure that they actually function and don't, in players' hands, they don't make things explode. So
Yeah, just testing all 100 and whatever there are on every single type of enemy as we're still going through it.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Give them
It's
sneak
an
attack,
undertaking.
too. All right, so let's go back to the cam real quick. Look at some of these questions that came through.
Sure.
So yes, it's always 42 asks any update regarding how loot works in multiplayer. There's still a huge greedy player issue even in campaigns. Absolutely. I want to say off the top of my head that that's going to be addressed in Community Pack 2.
It's into, yes.
Yeah, so Community Pack 2, we are going to address loot and looting. No further details on that right now because we want to get really crystal clear specific details on how that's going to work, and it's not ready for public consumption yet. So just know that that'll be in Community Pack 2 is aiming for the end of the month. So
Yeah,
we
and-
will have a solution to loot and looting and greedy people by the end of the month.
And we're not just doing this in a vacuum. We've read all the comments you guys are putting on the forums and in these chats, and we're listening to what you guys are saying, what you're wanting, and we're talking about the best way to make everyone happy with that.
Someone says they're going to send us Beefy when branching dialogue happens. I will accept your Beefy when the branching dialogue happens. I will lovingly accept it.
We did get some exotic jerky already from Jem Brennick.
We did, yeah.
That was fantastic.
It was great.
I had kangaroo jerky.
I was out of town, but you saved me a piece.
I saved you some buffalo.
Yeah, man, it hit the spot. I think I ended up eating it one of the days where I streamed for like 5 or 6 hours, like a
I
Saturday.
usually refuse to eat on those days and only drink energy drinks.
It's true.
So that probably kept you alive.
I'm hoping that one day my heart explodes live on the stream,
I don't want to be there for
like
that.
like alien style,
Wow.
just chest burster.
Anyway, we will eat anything you send us. You send us something, we'll eat it and we'll appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And we'll give you a dagger of venom for it.
Yeah, dagger venom for Beefy. I mean, we're just bartering.
It's
You
true.
send us exotic meat products, and we will give you digital.
How many
codes.
Maces of Terror would it
Yeah.
take?
Let's see. So we have monster abilities. Let's see. Tim's going to talk to you while I get the thing set up. We're going to show you the new
Okay.
rolling system in action here. Give me a second here. I'll get it all queued up, and Tim will just talk to you and take some questions.
All right, let's see. Thanks for the response, Tori. Ash. Will we be able to remove the core spell skill set on the NPC that are already in there in the creature set? Right now you cannot, just because those are sort of vital to their tactics. If that's something you want to do, we can look at it. I don't see any reason we wouldn't be able to do it, but we've left it default there. You choose a guy, he's got his core stuff, and as you've seen, you can add to it. Jim is here. Thank you, Jim. You are a hero. Ash, can you pronounce gelatinous cube, please? It's a request.
Gelatinous cube. Gelatinous cube. I learned it the hard way. Let me tell you. It took me a while.
Mechanics question: will equipment bonus stacking be removed? Will the wizard get more spells in their trees? So I know there's a lot of controversy about the equipment bonus stacking, the buff stacking. We're talking about it. We have nothing to act on right now that we can talk about, but we do hear you on that as well. The wizard getting more spells in their trees. Right now, you'll get access to the necromancy tree. You'll get access to the Dalinar tree. I forget what it's called. But at this moment, we're not adding more to that right now, no. Why does InSpace hate halflings? You know, that's not the first time I've heard that. You play through the game, you're like, sort of a halfling sort of racist thing, right?
No, we love halflings.
I don't know. I think it's Jay. Ask Jay why he hates halflings.
Yeah, that's true. It's all Jay Turner.
What about increasing the amount of abilities a custom monster can have? I'm going to ask about that. That's probably easy to do.
That's a
There
good-
might be some silly limitation I don't know of as which why we limited it to 10, but if that is an easy thing,
Does
we'll
this?
just do it.
Can you reach this keyboard? We might have to swap places because I want you to actually, the commands.
Sure.
So we're Tim and I are going to do a fire drill here. I'm going to switch the cam in just a sec. So we're going to swap places.
Whoa. Don't worry, I caught that thing, whatever it was.
The thing that makes everything work.
Hello, everyone.
Check, check, check. All right. So let me just switch
Let me
this.
take my notes I was writing on.
All right. So we are going to quickly show you how the new skill roll system works, and this is really cool, especially for those of you who like to live DM. I see a couple.
My head's missing again.
Oh, you need to shrink, yeah. For those of you who like to live DM, this is going to really, really make you very happy. So let's go ahead and show off what we got going here.
So just the old basic stuff is there. You can do a roll. It'll just roll a d20 for you. Oh, I'm a DM, aren't I? So as a DM, whoever I click, it's going to roll on them with their stats, their bonuses. So why not a Zaxu? You'll notice one change we made is just the way that we show it to you. Before, if I did a roll 2d20, you would have seen two numbers. But now you'll see we rolled a 7 and a 16, and I get 23. So we go ahead and show it in a row. We total it up for you. It's just a little bit cleaner, and it shows you who rolled it. So that's just a minor thing that we did. You can add any sort of bonus onto that you want. You can do a roll d20 plus 5. And it'll just do that automatically for you as well. But wait, Ash, there's more.
Oh, yes.
You can do rolls with built-in bonuses. I can do roll 1d20 plus strength. And wow, that is really terrible. That was a terrible roll. But where'd my game go?
Sorry. I was fixing the volume.
Oh, sorry.
You're just close to the mic. I don't want you to explode them.
Oh, I'm sorry, people. But if that's a little too hard to do, you can also just do roll against strength, and
Don't
game's
mind-
gone again. I don't know what Ash
don't
is
mind-
doing.
don't mind me, Tim.
I feel
All
like
right,
this is I'm
here we
being
go.
punked. Does he really have a 0? I guess he has a 0 strength bonus.
You can drop whatever monsters you want if you want to use a specific one.
It doesn't matter. Just showing off the system.
Yeah.
But the idea was to make it really easy. You can even do check dex. So if you want to do roll or check, it does it for you. And it'll roll the d20, it'll add your dex bonus to it. So that's just really simple, straightforward stuff that you can do. You can link all this stuff together. I can do roll 2d8 plus, whoops, I can't type, 2d8 minus 2 plus dex plus proficiency bonus, and you get it all in there.
Whoa.
There's no real reason you would ever need to do that.
Go math.
Just showing you all the different things you can do. You have access to all the core stats. You can type it out. You can abbreviate it. There is no capitalization doesn't matter. It's not case sensitive. And of course, you have access to proficiency as well. More cool things you can do. You can roll advantage or disadvantage. So you can do advantage roll. And so I rolled a 14 and a 4, which gives me 14. And you can do, what do we call it? Is it disroll? Yes, I rolled a 4 and 8, so I get a 4. And of course, you can do those with anything. I can roll an advantage roll plus my proficiency bonus. And that didn't work. What did I do wrong? Well, I did something wrong, but that works. I've done it.
So yeah, that'll make live DMing much, much easier. You can do all sorts of really fun checks with your players, and we're hoping that people actually, hopefully they use this. We'd love to see more live DM games, and the ones we have seen have just been absolutely incredible. So this, I think, will help out a whole lot, considering it actually takes your equipment bonuses into effect. And
What build do you have?
I just grabbed latest internal.
Weird. This does work. I've tested it. I'm sure Tom can tell us what I'm doing wrong, but yeah, you can add any stats or anything to these advantage or disadvantage rolls, because I did it before. And you can do dumb things like roll 10 d20s.
Oh, there it is.
and-
Dis roll plus prof.
Isn't that what I did?
I don't-
Oh, you know what the problem is? You can't put a space. Yeah, there it is.
Magic.
Actually, that still just gave me my advantage roll. Well, whatever it is,
We'll figure it out.
It does work. I've done it, and it will work by the time you get it in your hands.
So that'll be really fun. That'll be super awesome. You want to do? Let's swap back.
Really?
Yep.
I could just hand you the beefy stick.
Oh, I forgot I have to eat that.
And hello again. No, I'm excited to see people using that in their live games.
Me too. Absolutely. All right. Well, those
Fix
are-
your stuff, Tim. I know.
Let me go back here.
You were adding a space after the plus minus. Was I?
Who knows?
Well, it works. I've seen it work. Does the chat window stay open after this update? We were just talking about that yesterday because it's so irritating. I don't know if it's in this update, but it's coming.
Yeah. Absolutely. We get a lot of requests for that one.
Yeah.
All right. So right now we
Yes,
have
players can roll and DMs can roll.
looked at companion-specific skill trees. We looked at how they're unlocked. We looked at the nature set. We looked at ability reset.
Sorry.
We looked at respec vendors.
Uh-oh, Tom's
We
here.
looked at player set. Uh-oh. He always comes bearing good news.
No, he always comes,
He always comes when
30
we say
seconds
something
too
wrong.
late.
Wombat Chainsaw will rush into the streaming room and be like, "You just lied about something."
Well, he and Tommy are responsible for the dice rolls. He probably feels bad that they don't work.
Oh.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
not fair.
Yeah.
No, I did it at my desk. It was fine, but I was on a build from yesterday.
You have to do disroll, space, plus strength or plus prof, and then when you did it right the one time, you did plus space.
Thrutter, this will actually be going out next week.
We should make it a little
We
more.
haven't announced the exact
flexible.
launch time yet, but it's for sure coming next week. So stay tuned to our social channels, and we will let you know absolutely when this goes live.
In fact, if they pay attention to that little corner thing on the main menu of Sword Coast Legends,
yeah,
I think we're going to update that soon to reflect that.
awesome,
Because we can give you cool messages.
absolutely.